What's up, everybody? How's it going, my friends? Monday night stream. What's everybody up to? Just here setting up this stream. Oh, the thumbnail. That's quality thumbnail right there. Just me is all like serious. That's good stuff. I need to hook up the old headphones. So I don't need the mic. All right. Where do I find time to work, put up videos, and live stream? That is a good question. I have to make the time. Actually, I just got finished editing another video for my, well, not editing. I just recorded a video for my teaching job they wanted me to do for them. So just wrap that up. And then, I don't know, I haven't really done anything else except work today. I didn't have any side students. So I made that one vid. I was just messing around with like a bunch of, if you look at it, it will be very dark. Because I was just messing around with a bunch of filters to get that cinematic look, and it's not good. I re-rendered it like 2 times, and then I decided, you know what? Perfection is the enemy of production, so I just got to put it out there and do better next time. Anyways, that's a slight rant. Meteor.js application. Have I played with the Meteor framework? I have come, let me give you the correct answer here. No, I have not, but I have it in a course on Udemy, and I just haven't done it yet because that's where I'm at. I always have like 9 million things to do, like, and I have no time to do. Like, I always like, I got this whole book full of stuff that I'm always like, anytime I have an idea, I'm just like, real quick. And then I look at it later and decide like the real good ones, like the actual ideas that I would mess with. I don't even remember why I wrote some of this stuff down now. It's strange. Thanks, Junior is it Junior Alchemist? JRO Alchemist? Junior OL, I don't know. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Appreciate it. Hit me with your questions if you got any more. It's that motivational stream. So what I should do is find a YouTube video and play that in the background of like, follow your dreams, live your dreams. That's what I should do since Motivational Monday. And then I should have like some really long drawn out intro like the people have on Twitch. What are you guys up to? YouTube account? What up, man? Last night's stream was it got blocked worldwide last night because I played Game of Thrones soundtrack at 1% volume. And then I played another song at like 2% volume, and it's like, oh, detected. All right, what languages am I most fluent in? Any advice on upcoming frameworks or project you think developers should be looking at? That's a tough one. It's not. I don't know. It depends on what you're interested in, really. Like, dude, you got to do it. So close. Vue 2 just came out. There's Crash Course on Udemy if you want to watch it. That one's pretty neat. Projects. I mean, really, you should it's probably in your best interest to utilize some sort of blockchain technology. I know it's very infant right now, but if you get your foot in, you know, what's the phrase? You get your foot in on the ground floor, blockchain technology is going to take you to the moon. At least, you know, once it's not so volatile. That'd be my opinion. In terms of like projects, I don't know. Like what I've been wanting to do is like automate boring stuff with Python because I've never done that before. So I've been Googling, but then I just haven't had time to sit down and make it. I'm trying to really, I don't know, hopefully that answers your question somewhat. JavaScript is my, okay, so languages I'm most fluent in. I just totally like spaced your first part. Let me go back to it. Languages I'm most fluent in. PHP, well, scratch that. Like if you count all the front end stuff, HTML, like CSS, SAS, all that stuff is what I do on like a day-to-day basis. And then I do JavaScript in addition to that. And then I would say PHP or C#. And then I would say Ruby on Rails. Like any good place to start. There are a few. So like Solidity. Just look up like Solidity. Let's look it up together. There's this one website called Block Geeks, and I'm pretty sure that they're just like raking in cash at this point, but their website's not very good. Like, once you watch a video on like creating a coin or whatever, that section would be marked as done, but you couldn't rewatch it, and you're paying like $75 a month for that subscription. And they're one of the only like subscription sites doing blockchain stuff right now. There's also another language called Rolang. I'm just familiar with that one because I actually have to film a meetup on Thursday for Archain, which is the, I don't know the company. The company's called Pyrofex, but they're like the people that like develop the Rolang blockchain language, which is going to probably compete with Ethereum at some point. It's a pretty large development platform. For some motivation. What? Did I miss it? Did I miss something? No, for some motivation. Solidity. I would do how to make your own ERC20 token. So that is a token or a coin that would be based on the Ethereum blockchain. Did the link pop up? Negative, sir. I think yeah, no, I can't see it. Man, I typed in how to make your own ERC20 token and I stopped at how to make your. Some weird stuff pops up. Just gonna how to make ERC20 token. Hacker Noon, January 12th. Oh, create your own Ethereum token in an hour. That one looks good. The thing with creating a coin on the blockchain is that you have to create a VM. How do I like Ruby on Rails? There's a lot of magic. It's just like Rails do this, Rails do that. And then sometimes when you're wanting to like do something specific, Rails is like, sorry, we can do that for you with this keyword. And you're like, no, Rails, stop. I don't want you to do that. I want you to do this specific thing that you don't have a keyword for it. Rails is like, sorry, we have a keyword for that. We'll do it for you. You're like, Rails, please. Daniel R. Sublime, Notepad++, Atom, or Visual Studio. I have all 4 of those installed. I would say on the day-to-day IDE, Visual Studio. Messing with like simple JavaScript apps, Sublime. Like for my work application, that's like C#, ASP.NET, Visual Studio, all day long. It's even got like Git integration and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of IDEs do. If I had to pick, I would say maybe like PHP Storm, actually, but that one costs. Because I remember I spent all the time to memorize all the stuff for PHP Storm, and then my student account ran out, and I was like, well, guess I gotta learn a new IDE, because it's like $300 a year. And I don't know. I like Sublime for simple stuff. Like if I were to make a tutorial, I would do Sublime because it's super easy to read. I had Atom, but Atom's kind of annoying to work with when you have to like set up. I don't know. I feel like every time I open up Atom, there's like 9 different tabs open. I'm like, I don't want any of these. Just give me a blank page that already knows it's HTML. And then you have to like what are they, packages that you have to download? I used to get like that one super cool like explosive typing one that made it more tactile. So like every time you were typing, that would like explode the letters. That was fun. Self-discipline. Terry Crews has one of those also. Self-discipline, yep. I said that I was going to do this Monday stream, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't actually know how it's going to work out because I know my girlfriend gets off work here at some time, so she'll be home. So she's just going to barge in. You guys can meet my girlfriend, I guess. And then I'm going to be like, hey, guess what? I'm streaming. She's going to be like, oh, I hate you. Maybe I should send her a text. I think I'll do that. Hit me with. So the thing is, like, I'm afraid to play that video because then I don't want this thing to get blocked worldwide again. Like, there was like a 45 second clip where I was playing those songs on Spotify and it was just like blocked worldwide. What? Are you serious? Do I always get hit with the whiteboard test, dude? You bet. Well, okay, it depends. The job I have now was not a whiteboard test. I guess I was just like overly excited about stuff. Love the channel, dude. Thanks for watching. You guys make this. So I just have to keep coming up with ideas. Will Smith talking. Okay. I can't even hear with headphones. Can you guys hear me? Apparently Taylor can't hear me. I have upped my microphone volume. Let me. All right. We'll do the old ASMR here, where I just eat the microphone. Okay. Did I always get hit with the whiteboard test at the job interview? I got a lot of take-home tests. Well, because I applied to remote jobs, so they send me a code test, which is just like a project. And sometimes it's like a week project. I'm like, are you kidding me? I have work and all this other stuff. No way. Yeah, this is why all the streamers do it, I guess. So I'm looking at the audio. It seems okay. All right, good. Have I gotten a whiteboard test? I've gotten a whiteboard test 2 times when I've gone, and the rest have been take-home code tests. The whiteboard tests weren't that bad. Oh, take-home tests. Okay, so I'll describe the whiteboard test and the take-home test. So the whiteboard test, well, one of them was like a remote whiteboard test where I was on the phone, and then this lady was like auditing me while I was on the phone to see if I was like typing and like Googling the answers, and she was like making me screen share my screen. I'm like, and when I'm at work, I'm gonna go to Stack Overflow and figure out the answer. What's the point of this? I don't know. Like, I was at like stage 4. The take-home test I had was here is our API key, and we need you to go to this API and pull our data and print it on the screen. But also, there's a key that you need to get, and then you need to pass that key back to give it permission so that you can get the data. So you have to hit the API once, and then it would give you the key. And then you would have to take that key and hit it again and then get the data and then put that on the screen. And then you had to create pagination with that. And then he wanted you to do it in React or Laravel. So that was one of my take-home tests that I got my remote job with. What else have I done? Oh, he gave me a Jasmine test for Ruby on Rails. That was how I got my very first job. It was just like, here's your Jasmine test. And I had no idea what that was, because I barely knew Angular at the time. I mean, I was like, I'm Angular Pro. And then I like look at the code test. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. But I figured it out, hustle bus through it. Oh, no, it wasn't hustle bus. It was a struggle bus. That was a struggle bus through that one. I was just like, I'm going to try to get this done. Cracking the code interview. There's also Interview Cake, interviewcake.com. He sends you one weekly algorithm test for interviews, and at the next week he sends you the answer to it. And if you want to see everything previously, you have to subscribe, and then you can see the question and the answer. There's also another website where you can practice this stuff. What is it called? It's not Code Combat. Code Fights. It's called Code Fights. That's strictly for, interviewing algorithmic questions. And so there are multiple ways to answer the question, a lot of them. And whoever gets like the highest score, so like, thousands of people are trying it, but like whoever does like the most efficient way gets put on like this leaderboard, and then companies are like keeping an eye on that leaderboard a lot. And so they hit you up. They're like, oh, what up? Daily coding you should code something. You should do something functional every day. And I don't know, even if it's not daily coding problems, just write code every day, just so you don't forget. How many software engineering jobs have I held? Okay, so I got my first job out of college. That was what's my drink? I have one. First job out of college was mechanical engineering. I was there for a year. And then got my part-time Ruby on Rails job. Was there for almost 9 months, maybe 9 months. And then I got my PHP job, and I was there for 6 months, something like that. And then I had a remote PHP React job, and I was there for 7 or 8 months. And then there was that gap of time where I was looking for a remote job. And I was there for like 8 months. Or, yeah. The job I'm at now, I started in September. So however long that is. Is it worth it to try finding a junior position or wait till it's skilled enough to just do intermediate? I don't know. I would rather get paid. I do know. Yes, I would say it's worth it. It is absolutely 110% worth it, because you're going to be a junior even if you think that you're an intermediate. Well, you're going to be a junior to the company. Any reason for moving around jobs? Yeah, let me explain that to you, sir. Engineering job, that was mechanical engineering, 0 interest in that, so goodbye. Ruby on Rails job was a startup. They ran out of money, and they were like, hey, Josh, our entire business model just got compromised by a hardware change that Apple and Samsung did, so we don't have any money to pay you. And I was like, oh, all right. So that was that one. And then the PHP job, I started working there, and some deals with car companies fell through. And they were like, yeah, so this deal that we hired you on to do this project for, we just kind of lost this like $10 million contract, so we don't have any money to pay you, and we found this other experienced guy that's willing to take your salary with way more experience than you. So goodbye. But they gave me a severance, so that was fine. And then they never give severances. So then I was out of that job. And then I went to the next job, which was a government contracting agency, and we worked, and we got hired on for this one project. And then the presidential election happened, and the people that our government contracting dudes knew at the actual government agency changed when the presidential election happened. And so everyone's like, we're putting all projects on hold right now. We will be no longer approving anything until we get the budget under control, blah, 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 blah. And then we didn't know that. We didn't know that's what they were doing, because the company was still trying to get them to fund it, the project that we were working on or hired to work on. And then eventually we found out, like, we stayed up till 4 a.m. the night of the deadline. We're like, oh, finally it's done. And the next day we all wake up at like 11, 12, and we show up. And we're like, yo, good job, everybody. And then the CTO of the company's like, hey, guys, great work. Hop in this hangout. So we all hop in the hangout. And he's like, today is all of your last day. I'm sorry. And that was it. And he left. And we were like, what? And he's like, we have no more money. We have no more money to pay. I'm sorry. And then, like, I don't know, 5 minutes later, we get an email from the CEO of the company that's like, end of development, with like this huge description about, we tried to get money, blah, blah, blah. So there were like, me. There were like 8 of us that just got laid off all at once in one hangout together. One dude he was at his mother-in-law's funeral when he got laid off, and he didn't even know, because someone had to call him up while he was at a funeral and be like, hey, bro, we know you're at your mother-in-law's funeral, but you're also laid off. Like, so messed up, dude. And anyways, I was in that group too, and I was like, what? I guess I'll do YouTube full time. And we all know how that went. I'm redo it. I'm not gonna give up this time. So that was how that last job went. So basically, I've had no choice in the job hopping. I mean, I've looked around while I've been at jobs, but never like swap jobs because I was like, oh, this is an upgrade. No, I know. 2017 was a fun year. Have I done any freelance work? I tried to do Fiverr and I tried to do Upwork, and I submitted a bunch of stuff for like every possible skill that I have, just to see if I could make money when I was unemployed. Just a test. And I got outbid by people that live in countries that have a way cheaper cost of living than me. They're like, I'll do this entire application for $15. And I'm like, that's not even possible for me. And they can live like a king. And so that was the problem with Upwork and Fiverr, is people, just cost of living differences. What was the hardware change in relation to the startup? Okay, so let me explain how this worked. Basically, the company put up little hardware boxes all around the city, and when you walked by, your MAC address and your Bluetooth address went to those little hardware boxes. And, you'd walk by one node, and then you walk by the next node, and it would, it can tell a bunch of different, you could just do data science on it, and you could tell a bunch of different things like speed or, like general amount of traffic. But then the hardware change basically started randomizing everyone's Bluetooth and MAC addresses on everyone's phone. And so then you would walk past one, your MAC address would change, and it walked past the other one, and there was no way to pinpoint you. And so the entire business model was just screwed. And the investors were like, we're not giving you any more money. And I was like, well, okay. So then they had to pivot their entire business. What type of podcast music do I listen to when I code? Depends on what I'm coding. If I am coding something that I know how to do, I will listen to a book because I can listen to the book and already know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't really need to think about it, like problem solving. If it's something that I have no idea how to do, I'll listen to something without words. I guess, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have this thing where I always end my video on a video that drops, when the bass drops, that's when the video cuts to black. I don't know if anyone has noticed that because I don't have enough people to care, but I really like music with lots of bass. But that's not everything. I like cinematic music. I really like movie music, like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. I like cinematic music a lot. That's pretty motivational music, epic music. Anything but country music, mainly. Unless it's Georgia Florida Line, which doesn't really count as country music. It's like pop with a steel guitar. But I think CS is a good major. Yes, I do, sir. If you were gonna pick a major, computer science is a good major. There are a lot of good majors, and there are a lot of bad majors. And I would probably not get any major that doesn't have Bachelor of Science on the end of it. Anything other than that is going to be difficult for you to find a job. That's not my opinion. That's just what society says. Sorry, your underwater basket weaving degree has no practical purpose. And I'm sorry that you're $72,000 in debt for it, In a production environment, do you know JavaScript code off the top of your head, so to speak, or do you have to plan out your code? It's a little bit of both. Sometimes I'll just pseudocode, like what you're talking about. Just write, plan out your code. I do a lot of pseudocoding, and then I will piece it. The reality is I'll go to Stack Overflow post, and I'll find pieces of what I need, and then I'll string it together. So first I'll pseudocode it, and then I'll do that. And then if I'm missing anything else, there's not really a problem out there that someone hasn't already solved. And I just need to know what's the best way to do this loop, or what's the best way to navigate this kind of array or object or something like that. Dude, I got student loans too. I went to school here in Georgia. I got student loans. Yeah, dude, that's because I am not your... I'm sorry to break the news to everybody, but I'm not your master developer here that just knows everything. How long have I been coding? About 3 years. Shit, dropped my phone. Sorry. Yeah, so I don't think anything's wrong with copy and pasting code, especially if some dude on Stack Overflow that knows oh, sorry, sir, this will shave 0.3 seconds off your code if you use this. And I'm like, oh, some dude's already done it too, so I just copy paste. No big deal. Any good debugging tools or practices? How long? Yeah, so 3 years. How long I've been coding? And depends on what you're debugging. Like most of the time, I'm just debugging in. I'm just debugging with console log and inspector tools. That's like drop in a breakpoint, drop in some debuggers, drop in some console logs to figure out why it doesn't get to this step. That's what I do. So ever take time and space complexity? Well, it depends on which general relativity. Are you talking about relativity or general relativity or like quantum relativity? So you got to take those things into account. You know, so Einstein, I'm just kidding. I just read a book about all this the other day, so I can go on. You know, depending on how far away, you know, from the earth you are when you write your code depends on how fast your code executes, according to the theory of, bro science. CS or electrical engineering? What do you think is easier? Computer science? Electrical engineering can do computer science, but computer science can't do electrical engineering. It's kind of like the same for mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineering can do aerospace, electrical, chemical, but those can't do. I don't have a favorite Linux distro. I'm a Windows nerd. Nah, dude, we're talking about Einstein's theory. What are you talking about? Big O? Get out of here. I'm a Windows guy. I have never used really anything else. I mean, except for the time when I created a CentOS for Linux to run my VM at my last job. Then I used Linux for that. Yep. I wish I had my drink. That's all good. I would say, I don't know, man. Do you want to do code or do you want to do engineering? Because if you do engineering, you're going to have to learn how to code to be able to do it, which is possible. But if you learn computer science and then you want to go to engineering, the climb is going to be a lot higher. I use the VirtualBox. Shout out from Brooklyn. What up, dude? Shout out from Salt Lake City, like literally downtown Salt Lake City. If I walk like a mile that way, or no, not like 500 meters that way and look right, you can see straight down the main street of like Salt Lake City and you can see like the Capitol and stuff. I should go film a video out there. I think that'd be cool, but it would just be weird. And then I would be John Samez, like filming videos by the beach and people would just jogging by. They're like, what? When do I think everything clicked when it came to programming? I still have those moments. There's never been an everything click. There's been moments of like click, like small moments, not like a, oh, so the thing is like understanding programming is the result of process. It's not an event. There's not just a moment that happens. It's a system of learning and then this piece meets this piece. It's not just like, here's the whole entire circle and now everything makes sense. So I still have those moments. When it started to click initially, like is when I really tried to understand like functional stuff. Like sometimes I get lost in loops because that's not how I think. I'm more of a linear type of person. I know like loops are linear, but it's sometimes that's my weakness. Sometimes is when I get lost in loops, especially when you have loops inside of loops and they're different types of loops, like a map and a for each and like a for in, and I'm just like, whoa, I have to console log out everything. Yeah, so like success is a result of process, not a one-time event. It's the same with anything else in life, like wealth or anything. There's no moment. Okay, so how do I like Salt Lake? Salt Lake is the best. I moved here because this was the only job offer I got, but I kind of picked it, and I just got lucky in reality because I wanted to come here and paraglide. So the dream is to like hike up the mountain and then get my little paraglider and fly off and then film it and work for GoPro and Red Bull and then quit my day job and do that. But obviously that's not going to happen. So I was like, all right, I got to learn how to code so I can at least work remote and go climb that mountain on a Monday morning when everyone else is at work. What are the largest and smallest teams that I have had to work with? Smallest team is when I had my Ruby on Rails job and I was the only guy. I was like the only intern. They're like, hey, Josh is our front end guy. I'm like, huh? Little did I know that we had like a stand up, 4 spaces or tab. I would say tab because it's easy. 4 spaces gets annoying. It doesn't matter. It depends on what the company uses. I'm indifferent, really, honestly. Yeah, so when I was by myself at the Ruby on Rails, it was like, that was intense. The largest team was probably my last job. Well, okay, let me dive in a little bit deeper to that. So my largest team was like 9, 10 people, maybe 10 people. I've never worked at like a huge corporate company unless you count my like engineering job. Then it was like a team of like 40, where I was like, so I'm the fresh college graduate telling people that have been there for 8 years what to do, and they're like, you know what, dude? And then they hit you with that old fishing reel. You know what I mean? How do I get into paragliding? I did it in Georgia. I have this tattoo because, like, I don't know. I wanted to be a pilot when I was a child. I still want to be a pilot, and I tried to go to school for being a pilot. I tried like 5 different degrees, actually, and being a pilot was one of them. And, yeah. Being a pilot was one of them, and I started the process of transferring to that school. And it was going to be $80,000 a year, and so, yeah. Dude, YouTube account. Oh, man, I should probably not salute. Since I was in the military, I'm probably doing it wrong. But, sir, you have a good night. Thanks for showing up, dude. We appreciate you. You're the man. Dude, I developed hard. How did I get into paragliding? I did it in Georgia, and then here is the best place in the world. That's called the point of the mountain. There's the valley, and there's 2 mountains on the side of it, and the wind flows through it. And so every day you can do it, no matter, unless it's like thunderstorming or ridiculous weather. You can pretty much do it every day. Other than that, you're waiting for specific clouds and stuff in other parts of the country. Or you can also just buy a fan, pop that on your back, and then go whenever you want. So the paragliding is like, you can actually go up in the air. You can find a thermal and go up. It's not just like a parachute, like skydiving, where you have to go down. You can actually fly around for hours and hours, and there's like, what are they called? Cross-country races, where like some dude like flew down like the entire Chilean coast, like 400 kilometers. It's like world record. He's got his little bag that he just, he has to go to the bathroom and stuff. It's crazy. He just pulls out a sandwich out of his little chair that he's sitting in. Eats some lunch. Okay. Is computer science hard to learn? Depends. Some things are harder in there than others. Are you good at math? Do you like discrete algebra, linear algebra? That's probably pretty rough. Dog, what are you doing? Oh, brought a toy. How long did I live in Europe? About 5 years. I lived in Finland for 5 years. And I was married to a girl that was also in Finland, or she's Finnish. And then on Christmas night, she hits me with that, I want a divorce for 2 different people. And I'm like, what? No. But that was it. So then I think I told this yesterday, but I had 6 months left of a visa, because after you get divorced, they take your visa in 6 months. And what is happening right now? Mute my phone. You have 6 months left of a visa before they deport you, and I had 6 months left of school. And so I had to pass every single class the first time, because if I had failed it, then I would have to, you know, wait to take the course again. It's bad. Thanks, dude. You're cool too. Do data structures and algorithms help you in everyday programming? Self-taught 5 months. Data structures and algorithms. Algorithms will help you if you want to be a back-end developer. Data structures, more probably back-end developer as well. Front-end, not really. Where did I look to get a job? I got my first job off of Indeed, which was, I don't know, I felt it like it was fake. Because they were like, oh, we'll take some dude with a foreign degree living in a foreign country, fresh college grad, and we'll bring him to Salt Lake. I was like, what? Well, who would do that? But they did. I want to be living in Europe, dude. Yeah, Europe, well, fancy bread and good, fancy wines and good bread. Okay, you're gonna want to avoid Finland hard on that. Do a hard pass. Nah, worth. Okay, all right. So if you're focusing on front end, the reason that you need to know algorithms is because, basically whiteboard test, and take home code test. Favorite video game? Why you asking the real questions, dude? Now you asking the real stuff. Oh boy. I see. Got me all choked up. I can't even... I like Overwatch right now. I'd say Overwatch is probably my favorite. And then maybe after that would be WoW. But I don't play it anymore. Even though I do have a max level character of every single class, like currently in the most recent expansion. I'm not proud. It's not my proudest moment. Probably Overwatch. Halo 5. That's the only I like playing Halo 5. Wow, Legion, yep. Dude, I would pull it up right now, and I'd show you my characters, but I ran out of subscription time. I'm not going to pay $15 to do it. Dude, I played it since the day it came out. So every time the new expansion comes out, I'm like, oh, I'll just level up one of each, check them out, and then I quit. But I don't know if I'll be doing that anymore. Look at other people's resumes. I never played Final Fantasy. Look at other people's resume on Indeed to see the competition. I mean, you can also do that on LinkedIn. You can also see who has applied. Dude, I used to make... I don't know if you've gone into the archives of my channel, but I have some Hunter PvP videos in there 7 years ago. Oh, this was the thing. I'd make a Hunter PvP video, and then I made a Hunter PvP video, the very first YouTube video I ever made, or the second one. And then it got 170,000 views, and I was like, oh, that must be just that must be just the way YouTube is. Little did I know that, yeah, I'm struggle busting to get 100. If I had kept going on YouTube in 2010, maybe I would be doing this full time, just playing games like Ninja or something. But I didn't know what I was doing, so I messed up. But it's never too late to start, you know? Here I am, almost 28 years old, trying to give back with my experience so you guys don't have to struggle bust through it, because I've done it. Rank the Star Wars movies from worst to best. All right, you got your prequels. You got the latest one. That one is Garbo. And then everything else. I don't know. Hope. I don't know. Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back are my faves. Maybe the same with everybody. But the last, what is it? I forgot the name. The last one was not very, I don't know, he's so emo. He was just so emo the whole movie. It's like, dude, relax. But I don't know, maybe they'll do something different. Twitch has people killing it right now, dude. I know. I would be on Twitch hard. Dude, I don't know. If I had video games for a job, the last thing I would want to do is play video games. Maybe I'm totally wrong, and that's what everyone says when they have to think about it because they're just jealous. Maybe I'm just subconsciously jealous that I'm not playing video games for a living. But I do start to get burned out after 3-4 hours of playing the same game. I gotta go do something else. I mean, I didn't used to be like that when I was like 17, 18, 19. I'd play for like 15 hours straight. But now I'm like, I have a list of stuff to do, and I have a house. For my coding advice, we don't have to talk about just code. We can like hit up some games, and I don't know. It's all good. Play some Overwatch. Taylor, why are you trying to kill all the viewers? They're just gonna see Overwatch. Oh, Overwatch viewer number 4. Like what? No, not viewer, player, right? So I'd be on like the 39th page of players playing Overwatch. Yeah, okay. Who do I main in Overwatch? Hanzo. I'm that guy. I really like Hanzo. I just like people with bows. I think bows are cool. Look at my desktop. I got a house and I got some dogs. It's just like no one prepared me for this. It's just like life just I know definitely different than college or anything. Just like, oh, now you're on your own. So you can either go out and party. I don't know. I'm not a partier. I skipped that scene. I just rather be doing something productive. And I say that now, but like 100% buying a longbow. Dude, nice. That is... that'd be cool. I should come up... I don't have a license. That's the problem. I was going to show you my backgrounds. I have to figure out how to use OBS. Yeah, you guys see this background? Look at this. Look. I love what is it? Wallpaper engine. That's so good. I love it. I got my boy Hanzo over here, and then in the middle, you guys have probably seen I got my tracer here. And it's cool because like it moves around when I move the mouse, just like super subtle. And then I got Genji on the right, but he's plugged into my motherboard graphics card, and OBS won't detect it. So yeah, I like Hanzo, and then I like Roadhog, and then I like Tracer. And I don't, please don't let me. I don't want to heal. If I have to heal, I'll do Mercy. The Overwatch. I don't even think I'm that bad at Overwatch. Dude, she's still fun. And now why play anything else but Moira when you can just throw little balls that bounce on walls and do all the hard lift, like all the heavy lifting for you? Hard lifting. I just keep murdering phrases tonight. I should plug in this. Start transferring over some footage. What do you guys think about that new lens? I don't know if you guys have watched any videos recently, but I have this little tiny lens here. It was $30 for the, I don't know, for almost a production quality increase times 10. What do I think of a Raspberry Pi? That's exactly why I want to learn Python. First, I want to learn Python so I can automate stuff on my desktop, like making fake Reddit accounts or something. I don't know. Motivationalists. What up? What type of dog is that? That one is a half Rottweiler, half cattle dog. Sue, come here. Come on. Come on up. Oh, whatever, she don't want to do it. I'll bring you to her. Yeah. So she'll just push and shove you if you don't do what she wants. So Rottweilers will push you and shove you, and then if you don't want to do what she wants, then she'll bite you like a cattle dog. She'll bite your ankles. She's fun. Yeah, so I really want to play with a Raspberry Pi. I'm pretty sure that if you start learning a Raspberry Pi, you could make your own home automation business and just sell it to rich people. Charge them $15K to make their blinds RGB or something. I don't know. Yeah. Yep, they will push and shove, and if you don't follow her, she will bite your ankles or your hands and pull you where she wants to go, and then she'll sit on you. And then I have another one in here, which he's like Ghost. Hey, dude. Hey, dude, come here. Uncle, come here, dude. Come here. You don't want to come. That one. He looks like Ghost from Game of Thrones. He's pretty cool. Job as a Python dev. I've only done like the tutorial of Python. Yep, they put your weight on you. That's what they do. She'll do it to my girlfriend. She'll just sit. She'll sit on my girlfriend and lean. But I don't let her do that to me, because if I do, she won't listen to what I'm saying. Yeah, I want to make some Reddit bots just to try. But I need to get on that Python life, and right now, I'm on that C# JavaScript life. And the only reason I tolerate C# is because Unity uses C#. So I can make games in Unity. And even then, I'm not that good. But C++, so I want to learn C++ so I can do Unreal Engine 4, and I want to learn C# so I can do Unity. And then I want to do Python, so I want to try automating stuff in my house. Try to I don't know, what can you do? Well, there's not that much you can do with the Raspberry Pi, but you could figure it out. Hardware automation with Python could probably take you pretty far. Or machine learning. So have you seen Python plays Grand Theft Auto 5? But they used the TensorFlow for it. It's pretty neat. And so he starts they put him in a car and he just drives around all crazy at first, and then he machine learns how to stay on the roads in GTA 5. That's pretty neat. Unity projects. The last Unity project I worked on was a app called Rocket Sling. And if you want to look at it, it's on the App Store. It doesn't cost any money, just for fun. It was just for funsies. Me and Taylor made it, and Katie, but I don't think she's here. Home security system. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be super cool. Why would I not? Why would I not? Why would I be a web dev now? Come on. I just want to quit my job. Working in ASP.NET over here with that deprecated system is what it is. That's why they got me. Yeah, it's iOS, Android. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. It says it's not made by me, but you gotta believe that it is, because I didn't have an iOS account to upload it. That was approved because you gotta pay $100 to get it. So Taylor did it. It's called Rocket Sling. I don't know. We could have done better, but just to have something out there on the App Store for people to play, put that on my resume. Doggos. Hey. I made the intro vid and all that stuff. Let me let these dogs out. So they're gonna whine because my girlfriend's here. So be right back. All right, we back. As a YouTuber, I don't know, I'm just interested in so much stuff, and I really like editing videos, like cinematic type stuff, like B-roll and drone footage. I don't know how to include it. Like setting up all that stuff takes so much time as one guy, but it's still fun. I don't know if I would consider myself a YouTuber. I just like helping people. When I remember I was in mechanical engineering school and I was like, I just want to help people somehow. And so then I was like looking at international business so I could go to like different countries and help them. And then I realized you don't make any money doing that. And that sounds really bad. You want to help people make money, then just you're doing something wrong, right? But I liked computers a lot, and I was like, why am I not doing it? Yeah, dude, you're the man. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for hitting me with your questions. You have a good night, sir. Oh, that's a terrible salute. Yeah, I'll just point. You have a good night, sir. Thanks for coming out. We'll do another one on Wednesday night for about, I don't know, about an hour. So I'll be here for a little bit longer. And then I have to go, acknowledge my girlfriend's existence. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So, yeah, I know. I just really like helping people. I always felt good. It feels good to be able to contribute something. So, why not? If there's a platform where I get to make videos and like edit and be creative and then help other people, that's what I'm about. So I don't know. Feels good. Like when this stream is over, I will go and feel like I've done something correct today. Or was I interested in code and a hobby? Nope. I mean, I was, right? I think I explained this yesterday, so it doesn't count. So I'll explain it again. Oh, it wasn't an explanation. It's more like a story. I would be at my friend's house, and me and my friend and his older brother would always be there, and we would be playing Call of Duty Zombies. I know it's very detailed, but his friend would always be... His friend was like 24, I was 18, or his brother was 24 and I was 18, and we would be coding, or he would always be sitting on the couch coding, and we would just like take turns playing zombies, and I would go look over and I'd be like, yo, bro, what is that? What are you doing? He'd be like, oh, this is my Node package manager. I don't know if that was the thing. I was thinking it was like Chocolatey then. And he was showing me like, you can download programs just by Chocolatey. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. But I never took the time to actually take an interest to it. And I remember he was like enrolled in like Georgia Tech and stuff. And then he just dropped out. Like, he just dropped out because he was working for his dad's company, or I guess the company his dad worked for, doing web development for their front page, like doing JavaScript web development for $24 an hour at 24 years old. And then he was doing Python, like when Python was super new, and he was doing these things called Bootabrats. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a Bootabrat, but it's a pretty neat little thing. And then he started talking about, what's the word I'm looking for? Neural networks. He was really into neural networks at that time. Before it became TensorFlow and machine learning. He would just read about neural networks and stuff just for fun. Anyways, I know it's kind of a rant, but he was like always kind of a motivation for me to get into code, because I was just like, we all have the same hobbies, but the difference of learning code and stuff was just so crazy. And then he had multiple companies competing for him to work for like $300,000 a year. So then he accepted one of those. He worked there for a while, and then he quit. Then he made his own game studio. Then he launched a game on Steam, sold like $100,000 worth of his game on Steam, and now he's a machine learning consultant where he charges what he wants and plays Rainbow Six Siege the rest of the day. Yeah, that regret. If I had only learned what he learned at that time. All the other people on YouTube are just motivational speakers. So the problem with the problem with motivational speakers is that they're successful because they motivate other people to be successful, not because they actually have a hard skill that they provide. Like Tony Robbins tells you to save X amount of money, work on your 401k. Dave Ramsey shows you how to save money, blah blah blah. But what is his actual skill he provides? They're just successful by showing other people how to be successful, but it comes down to like, what can you do? They don't have any hard skill. And so I try to balance that with helping other people and like at the same time keeping myself up to date. So I don't know if you guys have seen like simpleprogrammer.com or what is it, John Sonmez now. He used to, be like a super programmer, and then he was out of programming for so long. I know, right, dude? 39 cents. Same with Ethereum last. Dude, if I had bought Ethereum last year, right when I got laid off with like all of my savings, dude, I'd be rolling in the money. Feels bad, man. Yeah, but like John Sonmez, he was a programmer and he did very, very similar videos as this, and then he was out of it. He took all of his money and he put it in real estate, and then he retired and he realized that I guess he was bored. His life was empty. He still wanted to contribute stuff, so he came back to YouTube, but he could only produce so much relevant content because he had just been out. And so now he's a motivational speaker. So, I mean, I guess he has a history of doing something with code to be successful. So he provides that value. But people that are just motivational, like all the motivational videos that have those people like, just wake up and do it. Well, what do you implement that on in your life, sir? How do you use your own advice? I don't know. I mean, I get that there's like more to life than code, and I'm really interested in providing more of a meta kind of channel. But I think if I were to make videos about stuff that wasn't directly code related, people would not watch, or they'd be like, yo, can you just pick something? I don't know. What does Tony Robbins do? Like, what is his skill? Like, he's a good public speaker and he's a good seminar speaker about motivating about how to be a good speaker. It's like a feedback loop. You don't want to be that guy. I was actually in a book I read the other day. What else? Yeah. Good night, dude. Take care. I'm probably really late on that. He's probably already gone. Oh well. Oh yeah. So I uploaded that video, and it's not my best, but I gotta get it up just to stay relevant in the YouTube algorithm. I had to film it like 10 times, but I don't feel bad. I used to get I still get upset. I have to film the same parts like 7, 8, 9 times sometimes, just over and over and over until I say what I want correctly. Even though I edit all that out, no one knows. But I'm in here like, oh, come on, like screaming profanity. My neighbors probably are like, dude, is this guy okay? I mean, it's not that bad, but. And then I look at the videos of like rappers trying to make songs for the first time, and it's like they stop at the same spot every time and they get stuck and they just can't get past their lyrics, and I don't feel bad anymore. So I'm like using this to be like a better speaker to audiences. I mean, maybe it's different because I'm looking at a computer screen versus a crowd of people that are like, oh, like worshiping you, like Tony Robbins. We have lost all the viewers. Rip. That's okay. It's all good. 3 viewers. How do I see who is here? I have to look on. Yeah, if you guys just have any more questions about code, you can shoot me an email, do whatever. If you have a question, yeah, shoot me an email and then I'll make a video on it. That'd be cool. That'd be sweet. Helps me out since I try to make interesting ideas. I have to make clickbait titles though. I really hate it, but I have to make the clickbait title and then have the video be irrelevant, like how Vsauce does it. He's like, I don't know, how many babies are born every second, and at the end of the video, he's explaining to you how time passes at a different rate when you're in outer space. Like, what? That's how I have to do my videos. Daniel R is here. No funds. Norfins on time. Yeah, dude. Daniel, my man. Sir, take it easy. I think I'm going to call it here. It's been about an hour. And I had a lot of fun. And I got to make some food. Go say hello to the girlfriend. So you guys have a good night. Take care.